further ado, let's proceed to our breakout session for this afternoon, which is about competition and differentiation. It will be facilitated by Mohamed Ibrahim, the Managing Director and CEO of Blue and White. This is a great chance to share best practices and discuss how we can differentiate our brands in a competitive market. Mohamed, please lead the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a great pleasure to have the biggest of brains in the tourism sector, tourism industry. We're going to have a breakout session. Pack your bags, because we're going to do a little bit of moving around. The main topic is competition and differentiation among resorts in the Maldives. So we're going to take 4 groups, starting from the next row. Shall we start? No, how this goes is we're going to form into 4 groups and discuss the subject among themselves. Among you, select a presenter. You'll be given 15 minutes to discuss. And among you, select someone who will be coming on stage here to present what has been given to you.
So our topic was leveraging technology for a competitive advantage. So within our group, what we feel is there's two types of guests that are coming in. One is the people who just want to get disconnected with, and this mostly falls on the very high-end properties as well, where they don't want to be disturbed by technology. And the other part is maybe larger properties where we embrace a little bit more technology, but we feel when it comes to technology, the technological components to a guest journey lies more before the guest arrives at the property, in the acquisition phase of the guest, rather than when they are on the islands having their holidays. Maybe small things like, let's say, the apps, the IPTVs, which the resorts have. This may be the simplest touch points for any guest on the island. But a lot of people have talked about customization, and that's exactly how are we going to customize that experience for this guest? For example, if it's a family traveling and they're on the app or on the TV, why do they need to see destination dining or more honeymoon-related content? Because at the end of the day, what we are trying to do is upsell experiences for the guests. So customizing these, understanding what the guest needs are, would help us. But again, this is more on a property level. We feel there's less technology is needed, but more technology is needed in an operational level. And for the hotel industry, we've been embracing technology for a long time, and AI also is nothing new. In our daily marketing systems, our RMS systems, our CRMs, our PMS systems, everything already has these functionalities. And the chatbots, which everybody has been talking about, these are all there. The difference is how smart we make these products and how best we use these products. That's the differentiating factor. And on an operational level, for energy management, for demand forecasting, for what else? For human resource management, everything, this AI is already used. These systems are there. So on an operational level, technology needs to be further embraced more, and rather than on guest serving component of it. And on the last part of it, where balancing technology integration with a human touch, The only difference between humans and machines are emotions. For us, for example, if I'm evaluating a staff, their performance evaluation is done irrespective of how neutral I might want to be. At the end of the day, my emotions will play a role in that evaluation. But through machines, if this evaluation is done on merit based on data and the performance of the staff, there's no emotion involved. The results shows just results based on data. And that's again, when we are talking so much about AI, AI is as good as the data we feed it. So there's no magic formula to it. So we need to embrace technology on the hotel sector, and we are all ready.
Thank you, Shafraz. So next is Team A. Here we go.
Thank you, Kudu. So we from the A group, that is, we are all number ones. We got the topic targeting niche markets. So we are tasked to understand and identify some of the niche market for these bespoke experience seekers around the world who will look to come to Maldives. So some of these niche markets are where people would like to look into the Maldives are people who seek wellness travelers, who seek eco-conscious earners, who seek adventures, and who seek cultural enthusiasm through culture, right? So similarly at what they have said, we check into these people who look into wellness. We had a very, very good chat here with our esteemed, very well-versed people from the market. I'm from a telco, but I am also a Maldivian, so I think we know what is there in the Maldives. So we were saying that extremely wellness is the key word, mentality, being in peace and everything. And when Maldives is shown to the world, they say peacefulness, the waves and everything. So we were talking about people going to Bangkok for the medical retreats and all, and where they get some kind of things as well. But the Maldives have much more to deliver. So if you could explain what you were saying, sir. This is a group effort, sorry.
No, I say the medical tourism that we are really talking about. The medical tourism is quite extensive in places like Bangkok. But what they basically get is the medical tourism, medicine part of it, just a treatment. But what I'm saying is just for the sake of argument, I'm not saying, for example, cancer patient, they get the cancer treatment in the Bangkok hospitals. But in Maldives, what really they can do is, the medical treatment that they can get even in Maldives, what they cannot get in Bangkok that we can offer is the peace that we can guarantee in our properties. The psychological treatment that we're going to provide for that patient is not possible to get in Bangkok. But we provide the medical and the psychological and the support of that treatment is going to enhance our product. That basically how we can create a niche within that segment. We're not going to compete with the Bangkok or any other places on the medical treatment, but we will look for avenues where we can create a niche within the medical tourism sector. That basically, I think the investors need to look at how we can develop that segment. So that for me is a niche that we can look at.
Some more ideas, I'll make it short. We talked about the eco-conscious tourist who is always saying that they are green and we promote the green environment-friendly resorts. The green leaf is something that people look for when they look up to a travel destination. So no plastic is a keyword. I see that there are plastic somewhat, but a lot of everything is glass mostly. So we have some suggestions like sustainable island hopping, where they go see the islands, where they see the culturally available solar-powered huts are being introduced in the resorts as well, I believe. So they like it. Even the boats can be solar powered also, and they can have the marine conservation resort retreats as well, and zero waste dining, which is a concept that I think is interesting because it comes from the farm to the table, and again, all the waste goes to the farm where it gets fertilizer or anything. So these are wonderful things that the Maldivians can do, and like the sir said, that we need to think more into, because a lot of young generation seeks to these kind of things, are attracted to that. Adventure seekers is another niche, as well as cultural culture and what they want to learn about such a tiny little country, what we are. We may look like a mix of everything, but we are also very unique. So all these culture people who seek our history, where we come from, all these things can also bring a lot of people into it. So marketing strategies, we want to find out about them, how we can really market this.
I think creating an awareness about what we are really offering and really talking about it. We also discussed about how we can create a marriage between the cultural aspects and the sustainability aspect. I think that would be something which is very interesting for our current travelers. And from my past experiences at the trade shows and different kind of media events, I feel like there's a need to know about, cultural experiences. People don't travel just to come and see our beautiful sands, our seas and the underwater. They come to have an experience. So I think a great way to market is by creating an awareness and speaking more about it.
Well, I think the sport fishing is some area where we can really look in. The sport fishing, I'm not talking of a different type of a fishing. I want basically to introduce by the resorts catch and release kind of a thing, because that goes with the ecotourism and the sustainability. And there is a huge market out there, and people basically look forward to this kind of a thing. I think this is a niche area that we can look at. The sport fishing in real terms and reaching it to the consumer to attract a quite different one. So sport fishing out there is quite big, that if we can really target and do a proper marketing. Messaging is all what it matters. Thank you.
Oh, what a team effort. Now that's called a team effort. They just took over the whole area, and well done, well done. So we got here, Team D.
Thank you, thank you. All right, quick 5 minutes. So, Group D, redefining luxury in the Maldivian context. So I might be the wrong person, actually, to talk about Maldivian context. I've been here since 2008, and I still can't count in Divehi, not even up to 10. Right, so challenging. But we talked about a lot of things, and how to incorporate, Maldivian elements into our resort operations. Now, we know that many different resorts have their own concepts, right? And one of the key things that came up from the group was that you can have a resort here in the Maldives that is basically any resort in the world. It doesn't really matter where you are, right? Yes, we sell sun, sand, and sea, but sun, sand, and sea is also in so many destinations. And a lot of resorts that are being developed or that are existing right now also don't necessarily have a lot of Maldivian elements or Maldivian culture, whether it's because you can't get it or because, certain things are not available to us. There are challenges. We talked a lot about, how travelers are making their decisions. So, like we said, and like a lot of the other speakers have talked about, is people want to travel for a reason, right? So why don't we give them that reason to come to the Maldives? That is more than just about the natural resources, but let's incorporate a lot more education into the travel experience. Education about the Maldives, education about the history and the culture of the Maldives. How do we incorporate that into our resort operations? Very importantly is education about marine life, right? Again, the Maldives marine life is one of the key things that draws people here. So what can we do more to stress that? Do more, biodiversity trainings, do more educational things with our marine biologists, do more activities to really highlight that. And part of this whole sustainability, topic is also how do we, prolong the lifespan and the shelf life of the Maldives product, right? Sustainability is so important. And it is something that the Maldives could excel in, right? So Maldives did so well in the beginning with diving. It really made a name for itself. Then we established the luxury market, and Maldives has set, the benchmark for luxury. So why, can we not now also set the benchmark for sustainable luxury, sustainable efforts? But it requires a lot of teamwork. It requires a lot of, everybody has to buy in, right? Like we said, not just one island here and the other island not doing it and the other island, doing their own thing. So everybody has to have a concerted effort to really, live for this sustainability effort, because that's what's going to keep us going for a longer period of time. And, other parts that we talked about sustainability is even sustainable sourcing, right? So a lot of us right now, we source products from all over the world. We fly things in from Australia, we fly things in from Germany, even the US, right? But is it really sustainable? And do we actually look at, is that trail that the product comes through fully sustainable? And there are a lot of good suppliers out there right now that have this sustainability certificate, right? Not many do, but there are quite a few. So that sustainability will help to, sort of elevate our product in terms of a luxury concept. Local heritage we talked about. Some places it's easier than others, right? Those islands that are more natural, yes. For those islands such as the ones I'm building, there's actually no local heritage. So we have to create stories then, right? So that will help to drive, this luxury in a Maldivian concept. And another point was, again, reason for traveling, families, teens. So, what the Maldives does really well is we have a great team of young people, right, working for us. And we talked about how difficult it is to find those young people, right? So what can we do in helping to educate certain of, young Maldivians to get into the industry? What can the government do to help us? What can institutions do to help us? And then you have more of that local feel in your resort, right? 45% ratio to 55% is the doctrine, but the reality is usually very different, right? And I think we can benefit from that because guests come, they want an experience. Families come, they want to have fun. We can play football, we can play volleyball, we can do a lot of things that engage our team with the guests, and they love that. So that experience could help. And then one last word, I don't know why I wrote here, but simplify. I think sometimes we get a little bit carried away in terms of luxury. Sometimes we should just simplify things. And again, what's more unique to the Maldives than simple life? So perhaps we think a little bit too much, and we should just step back and simplify things. So that's the end of my list. You guys want to add anything? Thank you.
So one final round of applause to ourselves, please. This is it. Thank you very much.